Hello. Hello and welcome to Palo Alto again. This is the boys' game, Palo Alto against Mountain View. I'm Grant Raffel along with Kevin Dukovic bringing you this game. As we saw Aldis Petracheks missed the first shot there, a layup, and Mountain View will take over. Palo Alto comes into the game 16-1 as Mountain View. That's Nick Wang with the first basket of the game. 2-0 Spartans. The starting five here for Palo Alto: Aubrey Dawkins, who just took the shot, Keller Christ, Aldis Petracheks, Elon Tazur, and Matthias Schmutz. And Kevin Dukovic was actually a member of this varsity Palo Alto team for a few months before injuring his shoulder. Kevin, what kind of insight do you have?
Well, this team is very experienced. They start 4 seniors and 1 junior in Keller Christ. So look for them to come out strong tonight, and if all goes expected, for them to win this game rather handily.
Palo Alto comes in 16-1. Mountain View at 10-7, 4-2 in the league. Palo Alto undefeated in the league, 6-0.
And Mountain View is led by senior point guard number 5, Nick Wang, and another senior, number 42, Brian Kastner. So look out for those two tonight.
Schmutz in the corner. He'll take it down low. A nice pass to Petracheks, and he's blocked.
That's Kastner on the block.
Kastner, who Kevin just told us to look out for. Aldis Petracheks could have used your advice.
That was a great cut by Aldis, and an even better pass by Schmutz.
Very nice play. We already see the speed of this game, just very different than the girls' game, as there is number 42, Brian Kastner, getting on the board, and it's 4-0 Mountain View early here in the first quarter. Petracheks to Christ. Schmutz for 3. And that's off the front rim. And he steps out of bounds. That's number 31 for Mountain View, John McAllister, the junior.
So Viking ball underneath here, and Dawkins to inbound.
Dawkins, the son of Stanford coach Johnny Dawkins, senior.
Former Duke standout, Johnny Dawkins.
That's right.
Used to play for Duke University, and holds many records. Was a great 3-point shooter and scorer for the Blue Devils. And as you said, is now the coach of the Cardinals.
Here's Schmutz driving to the hoop, gets his own board. We'll try it again. Again misses, and Chris there, I think, will be called for an over-the-top foul as he tried for the rebound.
Great effort by Schmutz there, who has a younger brother on the team, Clark Schmutz, who's a junior, and you'll most likely see him later on in the game.
Right, but you, go ahead.
Yeah, Matthias has been on varsity for 3 years, this being his final year. He's one of the 2 captains along with Petracheks, so he's a leader out there on the floor for the Vikings.
Nick Wang thought about the 3. Instead, that will be Sammy Kadir. And Schmutz saves it under his basket. That's something you're not supposed to do, if I recall from my playing days.
It is, yeah. It's one of those things that you might not expect to be a detriment to your team, but yeah, saving the ball under your own basket.
Right, because of course it could go straight to the other team.
It could, yes.
And that time it went to Mountain View, but they didn't have an open shot, so it's okay for Palo Alto.
Shot clock winding down here, and a traveling violation.
Yep, Kastner took 1 too many steps. So we're 3.5 minutes into this game, and Palo Alto yet to get on the board. You see the starting 5 here for Palo Alto. They'll rotate in Scotty Peary every once in a while, but usually it's those 6 that see the majority of the playing time.
Yes.
Chris, the star quarterback, drives to the hoop.
That's a tough shot.
That is. who's going with his left hand, and as we know from his football playing, he prefers the right.
Oh,
And a steal from Schmutz. He's got Dawkins on the right wing. He'll take it himself and gets Paly on the board. Matthias Schmutz with the layup, 4-2 now.
Schmutz, for his size, he's not the tallest player, but he's got a really solid post game as their point guard. So head coach Adam Sachs tends to like taking advantage of Schmutz's post moves down low and encourages him to get down low there.
And there's a three by Nick Wang, the senior star for the Mountain View Spartans. As Petracheks now over to Dawkins. Chris nearly lost it. Petracheks will go down the baseline. Long pass to Schmutz. Dawkins will take the three, and that's off the back iron. Wang with the rebound. Now Kadir with the ball. Over to McAllister. Back to Kadir. Again, McAllister. Now Kastner has it up top. He's usually down low. As the shot clock down to 3 seconds. Here's Kadir, and Wang will take the shot. He did not get it off. The refs wave off that shot, and shot clock violation on the Mountain View Spartans. It'll be Palo Alto ball. So this game, unlike our previous game with the girls, going by very quickly here. Already nearly 6 minutes into this quarter. And 7-2 Mountain View, not something we would have expected. Palo Alto very confident in this one, despite Mountain View being a solid team.
Oh, Dawkins loses it.
And Dawkins and Schmutz both go for it. And Schmutz hits the deck. And that ball, he looked like he passed it to you, Kevin. But he's called for the travel.
We were once teammates, but
can recognize you now in your broadcasting gear. And it looks like, yeah, that's the Palo Alto coach, Adam Sachs. Sachs in his, what is it now, Kevin? Third or fourth year at Palo Alto?
His 4th year, I believe, at the helm. Yeah, and he's enjoyed, a great deal of success. But this year in particular, his Vikings have started out to an impressive record of
16-1.
16-1.
Exactly.
The best start, as we mentioned earlier, since Jeremy Lin, a Palo Alto High School alum and a current Houston Rockets point guard, won a state title for the Vikings back in 2006. So, this is a great start for the Vikings, and they're undefeated in league play, and we'll see if they can keep that going tonight against Mountain View.
Right, and there you see a nice view of the student section. They're in the end zone of this uniquely designed gym here at Palo Alto High School. It's I think the players like it though, but Palo Alto, as you mentioned, their lone loss coming in a tournament on neutral court to St. Francis. Other than that, they've been perfect. Included in that is their last game, which was Monday on Martin Luther King Day. They played actually at Haas Pavilion in Berkeley, the home of the Cal Bears, and won that one. So
and
that would have been fun.
Scotty Peary has checked in for the Vikings.
Peary, the senior. McAllister goes down low to Kastner, who goes back up. Wang fakes the shot, takes it from inside the arc, and a nice rebound by Peary.
Yeah.
He'll go to Dawkins, and he lays it up.
So, Peary, there's a nice story surrounding Peary. Last year, Peary tried out for the boys varsity team and did not make the team. And this year, he came back after working on his game and made the team. And not only that, he is now the 6th man and a very important piece for this Viking team. He's a sharpshooter. He's in there for his offense, his ability to shoot the 3-ball, and his ability to snatch a couple offensive rebounds, which Coach Sachs values very highly.
Yes, and
There's Coach Sachs.
there he is, Adam Sachs, the head coach of the Vikings. Now this one is out of bounds, and they call it to Mountain View, and Sachs and the Viking bench does not appear to agree. So under the hoop now, John McAllister, the junior, will put it in Sammy Kadir, the senior. McAllister and Kadir just trading it off.
Oh,
But this time Dawkins gets in the way, and he was looking for a fast break there. And Kadir, and Chris blocks him, but it's a travel. Nice defense there by the Vikings.
Dawkins was on his way to his first dunk of the night before.
I think he was thinking about the dunk before he secured the ball there.
Sure was.
Dawkins can light up this crowd with some of his dunks. He's done it before.
Yeah, he and Keller Christ are the two on the team that can throw it down. Oh, it's a
And there's just a power move by Dawkins. Runs straight over McAllister.
It's just what
on his way to the
Vikings
hoop.
ordered. They need a couple buckets inside here to establish themselves.
Now weighing up top, and McAllister. There's an air ball from inside the arc. That was Corey Fitz in the game.
10 seconds remaining in the
all
quarter.
this Petrocheks will hold it for the last shot. Never mind, he goes to it. And
hits the ground pretty hard
here's
there.
Fitz with 3 seconds to go. Wang trying to get a shot off. He squares up for 3, and that's off the mark. So we've reached the end of the first quarter here. A low-scoring first quarter. Went by very quickly, actually, as Mountain View up 7-6 after 1, holding on to just a slim 1-point lead. We saw them get out to a 7-2 lead, and then, of course, Palo Alto coming back. So Grant Raffle and Kevin Dukovic along with you here, along for the ride here as the second of our doubleheader on MC Sports, the fourth of 4 games at Palo Alto High School this Friday afternoon and evening. And we saw the Palo Alto girls get really crushed by Gunn High School. Now Mountain View comes in to face off against the boys, and this one close early, so don't go away. We know you've seen some basketball already, but this one is a good one, folks. So the end of the first quarter. Kevin, anything you noticed in that quick first quarter there? The tempo was certainly fast.
Yeah, Mountain View got out to a really strong start, and the Vikings, it was a really low scoring first quarter. Vikings really couldn't get much going offensively, and then neither really could Mountain View. But Paly is favored in this game, so for Mountain View to come out as they did, very important for them.
Absolutely. Now Mountain View will have the first possession of this second quarter. Kastner on the left side. McAllister. Fitz. Wang squares up for 3. And we've got a foul down low. Looks like it's on Elon Sir. Or scratch that. It looks like,
No, that was on it. That was on Elon.
Oh, okay. He was a little unsure of the call.
Yeah, Elon is another player who did not play last year. Not because he, did not make the team, but just because for other reasons he just decided not to play. And he's a senior and very important component as well. He and Scotty are the 2 newcomers this year who have really helped in all phases of the game.
So Wang hits the shot, but it's waved off due to a foul down low. So Palo Alto will take over here just a little ways into the second quarter. Dawkins, his 3rd bucket of the night. That's Aubrey Dawkins, the senior.
And Sachs really likes to get Dawkins involved early and often. So we'll see if they keep going back to Dawkins down low.
Dawkins and Chris, the tallest on the court at 6'4" each. Well, actually, Kastner for Mountain View at 6'5".
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's listed at, but you never know, of course. The crowd's getting into this one as Wang squares up for 3. Excuse me, that's 2. He was on the line. And Mountain View regains its slim lead. Now Schmutz takes it up.
Vikings will now play a driving kick offense.
Dawkins, the fadeaway jumper, no good.
And that was a shot settled pretty early on in the shot clock. We'll see if the Vikings work the shot clock a little more and try to run through their offense next possession.
Wang slows it down, sets up the Spartan offense. And Kevin, of course, was a member of this Palo Alto varsity team before injury, so he can give us a lot of unique insight on some of their play calls and more. As Kostner denies Schmutz. Kostner blocked that short jump shot by Schmutz. So you see our baseline camera.
Keller Chris has just entered the game for Aldis Petroceks.
And
so even more height now for the Vikings.
You see this 6-man rotation, as we mentioned, the starting 5 and Scotty Peary. They do rotate in and out, but it's rare to see anyone else.
Yep. Sachs tends to stick with a 6 or 7 man rotation.
Schmutz picks up his dribble, out to Peary. Sir at the point.
The Viking offense looks rather stagnant right now.
And Sir takes a rare shot, and he nails it. That's Elon Sir, very much known as a facilitator here, but takes the shot and nails it.
Yeah, he can score if he has to. But yeah, as you said, he's very unselfish and tends to look to pass as opposed to shoot.
Wang on the left passes. Kadir misses, and Chris picks it up. He'll slow it down and set it up as Sir. And
Beautiful
here's Dawkins,
pass.
A nice one. Schmutz for 3, and that's off the mark.
Oh,
but
nice
Peary
rebound.
in there with the rebound and goes back to Dawkins. Dawkins going for the baseline, powers it but misses the shot.
Well, that's what Sachs wants to see, though. Dawkins being aggressive and attacking the rim.
And on the other side of Adam Sachs, his competition would be Jim Forthofer, the Mountain View Spartan head coach. As that's Carl Wilson. Carl Wilson called for the travel. As Aldis Petroceks will come back into the game. We'll see who he's taking out. Matthias Schmutz, it looks like.
As we look at a replay here of Dawkins taking the ball to the rack for a 2.
Yeah, it's a very nice play by Dawkins. He's really got the size and the power to be able to assert his presence. Dawkins to his right, and again, the layup.
Almost a carbon copy of the play we just saw.
It is.
With a little more aggression out of Dawkins.
So Mountain View now down 3, but Wang will try to change that. Rims in and out. Chris. Petroceks to Peary.
Oh, looks like he traveled.
That was Peary on the travel.
Yes. Well, the Vikings have taken the lead, 12-9 here with just under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And timeout, a 30-second timeout has been called by Mountain View. That's
Jim Forthofer calls the quick timeout as we're just over halfway through the second quarter. And this game really does seem to be going by very quickly all of a sudden. I don't know if it's because we've done it already, but I think this is just a very fast-paced game, a lot of back and forth. Especially after that girls' game, which was a pretty lengthy one. Lots of stoppages in that one. We haven't seen that here.
As we take a look at the Mountain View huddle. Look for Paly to keep involving number 33 right here, Aubrey Dawkins, on the offensive end. And I guess Sachs is choosing not to start or not to play Schmutz right now.
Right.
But to leave Scotty in there, Scotty Peary.
So the Vikings go on defense here against the Spartans. There's Wang with the fadeaway jumper, and it drops. That's Nick Wang, the senior. 6-1.
He's had his way so far as
He
Scotty
has.
pulls up.
Peary, the leading three-point shooter for the Vikings. That one hits off the iron. Wang will slow it down and again get set. Low-scoring affair so far between the visiting Mountain View Spartans and the Palo Alto Vikings. That one off the mark by Carl Wilson.
No box out from Dawkins there.
This time a three try by John McAllister. Again, no good in Mountain View. 2 straight rebounds.
As Matthias Schmutz is set to check back into the game. But yeah, you know, you can't let your opponents, as we take a look at a replay right here of Costner getting the ball.
Oh, it looked like it was off his leg and it just went straight to his own player there.
But yeah, you can't let the other team have more than one chance on their offensive end. You've got to, you know, box out and come down with the board as
a nice steal by Sir.
Oh, nice
Petra
catch.
checks. Oh, and Chris got up on that one, but unfortunately tipped it to the Spartans.
Went down really hard here, right in front of us, and he's getting up really slowly. He's clutching his head.
Petrachek's saying he's all right. Good camera shot there as you see the trainer checking him out. And you see there Matthias Schmutz back in the game. He checked in for Scotty Peary. Let's take a look again at Petrachek's going up for it.
He's got an elbow from his own teammate.
That looked like Chris maybe.
Yeah, those football players, you know, they're pretty physical.
So go ahead.
Sorry, Keller, as we said, playing basketball for the first time as a Viking last year, decided against playing for various reasons. One of the major ones, most likely being that he did not want to risk injuring himself, being the star quarterback that he is, getting many offers from Division I schools. And many, including Jim Harbaugh, the Palo Alto High School alum, consider him a future NFL quarterback.
As Schmutz put up the three, rebounded by Wang. And we're under 2 minutes here till halftime as Mountain View tries to regain that lead it held early. That's Wilson. Missed the jumper, and Sir, another rebound. He's been powerful on the boards. As Schmutz looks for Peary. Peary down the baseline. Trapped a little bit, and Schmutz could not handle that one. We have a great view of this, Kevin. They're just a few feet away from us here. We're on the floor, and it's a good one so far. Palo Alto, a narrow 1-point lead here. Close to halftime, just over a minute left. Wang to Costner, the 2 stars for the Spartans. Now Wilson on the left. And Wang missed it. Chris with the rebound, they'll push it. And rebounded by Wilson, he storms down. So 40 seconds now. Wang sets up the Mountain View offense. Wilson, back to Wang. Wang. And now the shot clock winding down to just 10 seconds. That's McAllister. Wilson pulls up for the shot over Peary and nails it. And Mountain View has the lead. Palo Alto will try to get it back here before halftime. Just 10 seconds left. Schmutz down the court. Trapped down low. He's going to try to make something out of it, and he does. He puts it up with 3 seconds to go. The ball goes out, and that's the end of the first half. Palo Alto with the lead here as Schmutz hit the last second Last second. Here we go. A
Yeah,
great replay of it.
Great.
Just make something of nothing there.
Great
Goes
footwork.
inside. Yeah,
as I previously mentioned, yeah, Schmutz, a great post player for his size, and Coach Sachs likes to utilize his skills down there in the post.
Well, Grant Raffel and Kevin Dukovic with you here at halftime of this game. Palo Alto up 14 to 13 here. Low scoring so far, Kevin. What else have you noticed?
Yeah, well, as we said, yeah, not much scoring happening. So Paly has got to get their offense going.
A defensive contest so far.
Yeah, and yeah, both teams. Number 5 for Mountain View, Wang, has I'd say been the standout player thus far, and we'll see how the second half unfolds.
And also we'll have to see if all of this Petrocek, we saw him go to the ground hard. We'll see if he can get back in this game. It looked like he was all right, though.
Yeah, he's a tough player. So.
All right, well, it's halftime here at Palo Alto. This is the second part of our doubleheader. We'll be right back and see you for the second half. Thanks a lot.
So
here's Kadir. Welcome back to Palo Alto High School in this Palo Alto main gym. The second half of our doubleheader. The second half of the second half of our doubleheader. And Wang steals it but runs out of bounds. Grant Raffel alongside Kevin Dukovic. And Kevin, first half adjustments by both teams. What do they need to do?
Yeah, well, for both teams, you just got to offensively try to get going. And whether that's, through your offensive sets or kick-started through transition, both teams, they're going to have to get going offensively.
Absolutely, and Dawkins got the Vikings going offensively with that opening 3, but Mountain View still trying to get on the board here in the second half.
Yeah, look for Paly to continue as Costner puts in a 2. Look for Paly to continue to pound the ball with Dawkins, who is by far their most talented offensive player.
This game's been quick and low scoring. Lots of some longer possessions.
Wow.
Dawkins was thinking dunk instead of hoop there, but Schmutz gets it in for him, and that's the case there, Kevin. Dawkins, could have easily laid it in, but going for the style points, missed it.
Yep, maybe going for a little too much there, but Schmutz was there to clean it up.
Absolutely,
and,
no harm for the Vikings.
Yep.
Kostner tries the reverse, denied as Petrocek's back in the game after his brief injury. He's all right. Dawkins now the and one. A great play by Dawkins there coming down the left. Yeah. Kevin, I mean, having played with these guys, is Dawkins just stronger than everyone else, or what is it?
Yeah, I mean, he's not the strongest player, but yeah, he's taller than most people, and yeah, so he has the height advantage. So he usually takes advantage of that down low, and obviously very athletic guy, can jump out of the gym. And we haven't seen him dunk yet, but
I have a feeling that's coming.
Yes, almost every game he'll throw down a couple jams. So, yeah, very athletic guy, great scorer, lengthy, and yeah, he's the Vikings' best player by far.
Now Kostner, we saw him inside. He tries a 3, tries another 3, both off the mark. Petrocek's with the board. He'll bring it up quickly now, and there's Dawkins for the 3. No. And that's McAllister with the board. Wang will slow it down for Mountain View. Mountain View coming into the game 10-7. Palo Alto 16-1. But both of these teams on top of the Santa Clara Valley De Anza division. Now Wang at the top. He'll go to the right side. McAllister. The Spartans are working it around the perimeter. As Wang now takes a long 2. In and out. And we've got a whistle. And that's on Elon Sir, number 21 for the Vikings, a foul on the floor. Mountain View will inbound under its own basket.
So we've just heard word that former NFL or Baltimore Ravens quarterback Trent Dilfer is in the crowd. Dilfer won a Super Bowl title with the Ravens in 2000, and he lives in the Bay Area. I guess he's here to catch some basketball, and he's agreed to come down after the game and talk to us for a little. So make sure to stay tuned even after the final buzzer.
You're going to want to stay for the end of this one. Some very nice insight should be coming from the former Super Bowl winning quarterback Trent Dilfer, current ESPN analyst.
Yes, yeah, Monday Night Football analyst, always out there.
Absolutely, and the Super Bowl coming up. We'll see what he has to say about that. And local hero Jim Harbaugh as Scotty Peary's three rims in and out. Nick Wang up the court for the Spartans. And Wang now getting trapped by Schmutz and Christ. But he gets it away. Over to Fitz. Back to Wang. Lots of passing here, the Spartans. They like to pass it all around the outside. And that was McAllister, but stolen by Dawkins. He goes behind the back. A nice move to get away from Wang. Passes to Peary. Back to Schmutz. Up to the point, Dawkins for three off the front rim. Oh, and Kastner, a dirty move. He'll go to the side there. That's Carl Wilson. And on the floor, Peary, a nice effort. Petracek will hustle it up court, take the shot himself, and banks it in. That's a nice layup by Petracek, and a timeout by Coach Adam Sachs. The Vikings have broken this one open here, 24-15, and here's a nice replay. A slow motion replay. There's Petracek coming down the lane. A nice move. Lays it up with his right hand. Very well done, Kevin.
Yeah. Aldis is Petracek is a very aggressive player. And yeah, he loves to drive to the hoop. And it was a great finish by him right there. So just over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
One more look at that great shot there.
Yeah,
there you go.
Finishing with his right hand. That's one thing Sachs has his players do. Practice finishing in unorthodox ways. Jumping off your left foot and finishing with your right foot and finishing with your right on the left side, which is not usually what players are taught to do, but it's a way to get a shot off quicker and avoid getting your shot blocked. So it's one thing he has his players practice.
So the teams will take the court here again, but Mountain View all of a sudden goes from 1 point down, now 9 points down here, Kevin. What's happened, and what do they need to do to get back here?
Yeah,
obviously they've given up some fast break points to the Vikings.
Their transition defense could use some improvement, but yeah, I think they need to get Kostner and Wang going here. This 1-2 punch here, and yeah, just try to get some open looks and keep things going.
There is Wang with an open three, and he buries it. Nick Wang from Mountain View, and that gets him within 6 points here. Peary with the ball on the left. Over to Dawkins.
Looks like Dawkins is being double teamed.
And
as he
Schmutz
catches the ball
from the right baseline. He nails the three. That's a key three there, momentum-wise. Mountain View with the three, and the answer by Schmutz and the Vikings.
That's great awareness by Dawkins. Noticed that he was, being double teamed, and that one of his teammates would be open. Turns and finds Schmutz for the open three.
Now Kastner over to Kadir, and Kadir nails the three. Teams trading threes here.
Yeah, that's a nice answer by Mountain View. Only down 6 points here. A two-possession ball game.
We'll see what Palo Alto has to say about that. Peary, Petracek to Dawkins. Dawkins with the two from the baseline, and that's rebounded. And Dawkins being aggressive, not quite.
That's one thing, another thing that Coach Sachs wants out of Dawkins. He's a great offensive scorer, but sometimes he doesn't give you all the effort on the defensive end. So that's a good sign for him being showing some aggressive.
Kastner with the missed three off the front rim. Dawkins to Schmutz down the court. And Schmutz with the long pass. Petracek for three. And that's Aldis Petracek. The three-pointer back to a 9-point lead for Palo Alto. And Kevin, now that's 2 times in a row Palo Alto's answered Mountain View's 3.
Yeah, the 3 ball is a huge part of this year's squad, an offensive arsenal. And sometimes the shots fall like they are tonight, and sometimes they don't. But yeah, when the shots are falling for the Vikings, they're awfully tough to stop.
That one's off the mark by Kadir, but he'll put it out to Wang, and Wang instead goes to the hoop. Nice layup by Wang.
Wang is having his way on the offensive side for Mountain View.
Absolutely, he's a force out there.
And yeah, if you're Mountain View, keep going to Wang.
Schmutz will set up the offense here with just under a minute to go in the third quarter. Dawkins drives, misses short, and Kastner the rebound. And Dawkins knocked Wang to the floor, and the Mountain View fans behind us are livid right now. They wanted a foul call, maybe a technical there.
Yeah, a little bit of acting, maybe by Wang.
Maybe, and maybe a little too physical by
both.
By Dawkins, both to blame.
But yep, no call.
And Peary knocks that away. Schmutz trying to handle it, and he's fouled by Wang. And these Mountain View fans behind us are not happy right now, Kevin. We've got quite a few Mountain View fans here. The Paly student section is out in full force. Paly parents as well. It's an intense atmosphere. We've got a lot of noise in this building.
Former NFL quarterbacks have stopped by. Yeah, it's one of the largest crowds. I think the largest crowd we've seen so far this year at Paly.
And we'd love to get a shot of a local hero here at Paly, Superfan Dan. We'll see if we can get that to you, but Superfan Dan, he goes to just about every imaginable Paly sports event, and of course, he's here tonight. Petracheks with 10 seconds left will set up the Paly offense. Schmutz driving to the hoop. His move, but that was a step, and Schmutz does not like the call. So 5 seconds, and Mountain View will try to get the final shot here of the third quarter, but Wang loses it, and Kastner, that's too late. Nope, that shot's waved off, that's too late. And the Mountain View fans again, not happy with that call, but that was an accurate call. So that's the end of the third quarter here. 30-23, Palo Alto. Let's take a look at the replay of that one. As Kastner, you see Kastner there, the clock was already expired, and the ref there, very clear, waves it off. Good call by the refs. So 1 quarter to play here in our MC Sports doubleheader. Mountain View and Palo Alto boys here, Kevin. 7-point lead for Palo Alto. What do they have to do to close this out?
Yeah, well, more of the same. Keep running their offense and finding open looks like you see here.
There you go, yep.
And yeah, I mean, on the defensive end, trying to limit Wang's penetration. He seems to be getting his way. And so, yeah, defensively, try to limit the offense, the scoring of Wang. And offensively, keep trying to get their shooters involved. Petracheks, Peary, and Schmutz. And obviously feed Dawkins down low. And
there is Wang, who's been the star of the Spartans so far.
Yep.
So if the Vikings can keep him in check and continue their good offense from that quarter, they actually more than doubled their point total for the game in that quarter. We're 14-13 was the halftime score, so that quarter saw a little more scoring, more what we're accustomed to. Mm-hmm. So Mountain View takes possession here at the beginning of the fourth. Wang at the point. Over to Kadir.
Oh.
Wang saw an open look, and I think
up.
Palo Alto's lucky he didn't take that one. With the pump fake. The long 2 off the front rim. No good.
He seems to be looking for the more intermediate length shots here.
Yeah.
And passing up the 3. But yeah, the Vikings did get away with leaving Wang open for a couple 3 balls.
Now the Vikings go all the way around the perimeter. Petracheks from the left corner, no good, and rebound to Sammy Kadir. He'll push the tempo and fouled. I believe that was Petracheks with the foul. No.
Oh, looks like Scott Peary on the foul. And that's not a shooting foul, so.
And neither team here in foul trouble,
yep.
Both with just 2 fouls, so they won't be shooting for a while. Now our baseline cam on that one. And you see inbounded to the left side. And there's Wang up at the point. Over to Kostner, the 6'5", and he brings it through the lane. Nice layup by Kostner, using his height to his advantage. And Mountain View back within 5.
We haven't seen as much Kostner as maybe we had expected at the beginning, but he's starting to find his groove and starting to make an impact in this game.
Now Dawkins for 3, and that's long. Oh, and a foul by, that's Peary again. So that's his second
foul,
at least second in the last few.
Seconds,
yeah, absolutely. So look out for Peary. Coach Sachs might take him out of the game in favor of one of his other players here. Keller Christ has been on the sideline for a while now. That height, still on the bench. Now Wang with the open jumper, misses it off the back rim. Schmutz will push the tempo. A nice spin move. He stops. Gets trapped a little bit. Now Dawkins up top.
Oh.
Falls down.
That's
Jump ball. Yep. Something we saw a lot of in the previous game. Not so much this time, but that's one of them. Jump ball. This one, possession, will stay with the Vikings.
Yeah, let's see what Coach Sachs orders up here. He's got a plethora of out-of-bounds plays to choose from. And that was just maybe just
it looked good, but Petrachek couldn't handle it, and taken away by Mountain View. So Mountain View now with a chance to make this a one-possession game.
Yeah.
And Christ looks like Christ will step back into the box to get back in the game. As Kadir, that 3 was right on line, just short.
Dawkins skies for the rebound now, pushing the tempo.
And Dawkins loses it again, but Peary comes up with it. And Peary, a poor pass to Schmutz at the point. Wang will come down, and Sir with a nice defensive play.
Nice effort by Schmutz.
And Schmutz on the floor. And that's going to be Mountain View ball.
Great effort by Schmutz, but now as we take a look at a replay here, Wang tries to put it
great
in,
view of it
Schmutz
there.
Multiple times tries to
And it's tough to see who that was off of. That call really could have gone either way.
Yeah, and Tazur was trying his best to show the ref where he thought the ball should be going.
We've got a slight delay to wipe up some of the sweat on the floor here. It's an important part of the floor right under the basket.
Yeah, so just 5.5 left to play here in the fourth quarter, and the Vikings now clinging to a 5-point lead.
Yep, still a close game here. Let's take one more look at that.
Yeah, the ball knocks off.
Let's see if we can see who this was off of here. And that's
yeah, I think
maybe off of Sir there, number 21 for Palo Alto
but
in the white.
He's always, he'll be pointing the other way no matter what.
Of course, that's how it works, right?
Always.
So McAllister to inbound for the Spartans. McAllister has it. He's looking for an outlet. Kostner inside short.
That was a great look.
That was. Now Schmutz and the Vikings will set up their offense.
Slow it down here, and
with that lead, there's no reason to rush it. Cross-court pass from Petrachek to Sir. Schmutz now to drive, and a nice drive, but the shot was not as nice, and Christ, a nice board, yeah.
Oof.
And Dawkins for 3.
Too strong again.
An air ball.
It looks like that's a foul on Matthias Schmutz there. Maybe you can take a look right here, a little push here. Yeah.
Schmutz, was pushing number 1, Sammy Kadir, for Mountain View. So not much scoring in recent moments here, but Mountain View will try to change that as the star point guard Nick Wang comes down the court. McAllister on the right side nearly loses it. Good defense by Petrachek.
Wow, that's a nice
Kostner, a nice spin move, and he gets Mountain View within 3 points here.
Things are tightening up. Chris couldn't handle the spin move by Kostner, and now it's a 3-point game.
Now the Vikings pass it around the perimeter. Sir has it to Christ.
Here's the little screen.
Schmutz on the inside, too strong on that layup.
Oh.
And the putback, no good either. And now that's Costner doing the saving it under the opposite hoop, but it was to his advantage there as Mountain View came up with it. And it looked like Coach Adam Sachs for Palo Alto called a timeout. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe it was a foul call.
We did hear a whistle for some reason, but so 4 minutes to go in this one. Palo Alto clinging to a 3-point lead. They were up by as much as 9 in the third quarter, but they were down early, 7-2. So this one's been back and forth. We'll see who comes out on top. Stay with us as Wang with the 3, no good.
Oh, corralled by Schmutz, who will push the pace
Schmutz
here.
trying to go inside. There's Dawkins fouled on the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Another aggressive move there by Dawkins, and he's a very solid free throw shooter. So let's see if he can knock it. Here's a replay.
Schmutz, a nice give to Dawkins, and fouled on the shot. So Dawkins, a couple of crucial free throws here. And the Mountain View fans making him feel like he's on the road here. And he misses the first. And as Kevin mentioned, a good free throw shooter. So not something we would have expected. He's got a solid background there on that side of the court. Can look straight at the state champion banner, give him some good vibes.
Yeah. So a timeout called here with just under 4 minutes to go. It's now a 1-possession game.
As there we look at Costner's very nice spin move.
That was a very nice move.
I think Mountain View could get, if they get it to him a little more, that might be a good strategy.
Yeah, he's the tallest player on the court and seems to have Keller Chris's number down low. So, yeah, that would not be a bad strategy for the Spartans.
The Vikings going with their starting 5 at this critical juncture in the game. 3:41 to go, up by 3. Dawkins to shoot 1 more free throw. And then we'll see what happens from there. Neither team in particular foul trouble. Paly with 4 fouls, Mountain View with 3. Lots of noise here from the Mountain View sideline as Dawkins puts up the free throw, and it's good. Back to a 4-point lead for Palo Alto.
Oh, so now at least Tazur is putting on some full court pressure, but looks like he's easing off now. Yeah, 4-point advantage, 2-possession ball game now.
Costner will take it. The Spartans will look to get the ball in his hands as Wang has cooled off a little in the second half. Kadir at the point.
Here's
back
Costner.
to Costner. McAllister. And there's a 3 ball. Oh, and in and out. Conan Zhu, no good. Schmutz will slow it down now. And the Vikings will get set. If they get a couple more baskets, they could really pull away in this one.
Looks like Dawkins isolation here. Oh.
And a nice move by Dawkins, and he puts it in. Aubrey Dawkins with the nice finish after a great move. 2:45 in the game. Mountain View takes the ball. Conan Zhu over to McAllister. And Costner inside. It looked like he walked, but no call.
Wow, great
and a
save
nice
by
save. McAllister. Wang. McAllister, a wide open 3, and that's in and out. Mountain View has just not been dropping the 3s this quarter, as Palo Alto now will slow it down. Now's the time when you look at the shot clock and the game clock and really try to wind it down. Dawkins inside, another nice move, and Dawkins, another finish.
Great use of the pump fake there by Dawkins.
And it's 35-27 with 1:52 to go in this one. The Vikings appear to be on the way to a victory here as Sir steals it. He was looking for Dawkins, but a smart play to slow it down. Coach Sachs was calling for that one, although Dawkins wanted a dunk, I think.
Always does.
So Palo Alto will wait for the shot clock, currently at 20, to wind down a little more before they take a shot.
If you're Mountain View, you might consider fouling at this point.
Yeah, down 8.
Not even close to being in the bonus though.
And Schmutz now down the lane. He finishes. And that one should seal it for the Vikings. Now up 10 points with 1 minute, just over a minute to go. Wang stepped in front of the line, had to give it up. Now Kadir on the side. They're going for threes now. That's Kostner, and he makes it. Mountain View's back in this one, and Coach Forthofer will call a timeout. 57.7 seconds to go. 7-point lead for Palo Alto. So Kevin, Palo Alto now with the ball. Are you looking for Mountain View to apply some pressure here?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm sure it'll be
have a look at that
court.
Nice three by Kostner.
Yeah, Kostner can really stretch the floor. Obviously, he's tall, but can knock down some shots. So he's tough to guard. But yeah, for the Vikings, they're going to want to take care of the ball here and use as much of the shot clock as they possibly can. And as you see, Dawkins here with that nifty pump fake.
Yeah, very good. Just threw
right
off.
by Wang.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, 7-point game. Still 3-possession ball game. So if you're the Vikings, you don't want to turn the ball over. That's the worst thing you can possibly do right now.
So they'll have to get by that press and then maybe slow it down a little bit. And probably Mountain View will look for a foul, I would think. If what do you think at this point? 35 seconds on the shot clock, 57.7 on the game clock.
Yeah, it is tough too because they have 4 fouls to give. Before they can even get to the line. But yeah,
the point when those few fouls may even hurt a team.
Yeah, exactly. You could try to go for the steal, and if you foul after that, let's see what they end up doing.
Sir, like inbounds to Dawkins, pressure. And Petracek's wide open. He'll lay it in. And Palo Alto increases his lead to 9 points, 45 ticks to go. Wang pulls up for 3 off the front iron. Rebound Dawkins. And he's fouled.
Now they'll try to slow it down, but maybe
this one
too
is
late.
Slipping out of the Spartans' hands. That's it. Fouls on John McAllister, the junior guard. And still only 4 team fouls, so they won't be shooting anytime soon, the Vikings, that is. So Sir will rebound again, inbound to Dawkins, and he's fouled by Wang. So now up to 5 team fouls. They need 2 more.
1 more to give.
And then, 1 more, and then the Vikings will be shooting.
They've got Kostner on the ball, but Zer can still get it in there.
And Coach Sachs has drawn up some good plays here for the inbounds. Palo Alto not having much trouble with the full court pressure.
Yeah, unlike the women's team that we saw earlier. Here we go.
So the next foul they will be shooting, and there it is. That's Carl Wilson on Aldis Petracek with 31.8 seconds.
Probably the worst person to foul in this circumstance, but you never know. Aldis Petracek is one of their best shooters, one of the Paly's best shooters. So, but we'll see. It's a 1-and-1 situation too.
It is. It's 1-and-1. So Petracek with the first free throw here, and he makes it. So now a 10-point lead, 40-30. And don't even think about going away because we've got Trent Dilfer coming. He'll be coming down to us. We'll talk a little bit about the upcoming Super Bowl with him. So don't go anywhere as Petracek makes the second, increases the lead to 11 points. Now Palo Alto will apply some pressure just to get the Spartans to think a little bit.
Yeah, so they can't roll the ball down the court.
And Wang, a nice drive, but not able to finish. Now Dawkins under his own hoop. Schmutz will take it, and he's fouled by Kadir.
Another great free throw shooter. So, aside from maybe, not even Keller. Chris is a very solid shooter. So everyone on the floor for the Vikings can knock down shots from the charity stripe. So let's see what Schmutz can do here, and another 1-and-1 opportunity.
A 1-and-1 situation with 19 seconds to go. Palo Alto up 41-30.
Oh, and he rims out.
And he misses that one. Mountain View's got to hit a bunch of threes here. And denied by Christ. And he'll pass to Zer, and Palo Alto will hold on to this one. That's the end of this game, folks. And Palo Alto out on top over Mountain View, 41-30. That's So the Palo Alto Vikings finish off this quad night with a nice win after being down early. Kevin, some thoughts on the performance by the Vikings?
Yeah, well, they weathered the storm early, and Mountain View got into a very strong start. But yeah, the Vikings stuck with it, got Dawkins involved, and started to hit some shots from downtown. And yeah, they escaped with a very important league victory tonight.
Absolutely. So Palo Alto moves to 17-1 on the season, still undefeated in the league. They'll remain on top there. Mountain View, one of the better teams in the league, some of their biggest competition. They do away with them. I mean, it was a close game for a while, but it was you know, Palo Alto on top. So we are awaiting Trent Dilfer here at our booth. I'm Grant Rathel with Kevin Dukovic. So we'll stay with you here. Don't go anywhere. We'll see what we can do. All right, Grant Raffel, Kevin Dukovic. We brought you 2 games now. Kevin's first experience. I think it's gone pretty well. You know, the first game a little slow, second faster pace, but first gone over Paly, second Paly over Mountain View.
Yeah, great doubleheader. We've seen some great basketball, and it's been fun calling these games for the first time.
So some of the you know, what did you take away from these games? What were some of the biggest things you noticed?
Well, in the first game, we saw you know, a lot of turnovers, a lot of you know, a lot of aggressive play.
Absolutely.
And obviously we saw the Titans absolutely dominate the Vikings. And in the second game, yeah, I mean, Paly played really well. As I said before, managed to you know, weather the storm and you know, get the victory.
As we look at some highlights here of the second game, great job out to our team, and we really like to thank our whole team: producer Chuck Alley, director Ethan Cohen, all our cameramen and women. Actually, I think it was all cameramen tonight, but we've had them all here. MC Sports, thanks for joining us. But please do stick around. We're waiting for our interview subject, Trent Dilfer. We're looking around the arena, seeing if he's around. But as all the fans come down to the court, so we're being told now that Trent Dilfer may not join us. So we'll go ahead and sign off here. So doubleheader, Kevin. First game, we saw Gunn come out on top. Second game, it was Palo Alto, 44-30. So for Kevin Dukovic, I'm Grant Raffel. Thanks for joining us on MC Sports. We'll see you next week right back here at Palo Alto High School for another doubleheader of basketball games. It was Gunn over Paly girls, Paly over Mountain View and the boys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Where's Dilfer at?